Before taking this course, I was unaware of the stereotypes and often offensive depictions of non-white individuals on television, as well as gender roles that were embedded into almost every television show. After taking this course, I learned how prevalent they were and how it's difficult to find a television show that portrays non-white individuals in a different way, or a culturally accurate way, or a show that doesn't integrate gender roles into the show. As mentioned by Gray in Reaganism and Sign of Blackness, I learned that African Americans were depicted negatively on television, as they are often associated with drugs and violence. I also learned that other minorities were depicted negatively, as demonstrated by their use of welfare programs funded by the white taxpayers. Even in the predominantly African American television shows like The Jeffersons, the producers included stereotypical opinion of African Americans as a joke. This is clearly shown when George introduced him and his wife as the Jeffersons to Diane. Diane laughs and replies by asking questions about where his wealth comes from, by listing all the occupations that African Americans could have to be wealthy, like a basketball player or a singer. The irony in this scene underlines how difficult and unexpected it was for African Americans to be wealthy, because most depictions were negative due to the blatant racism on television. This captures the essence of frequent appearances of racism on television, even with a predominantly African American cast, and made me realize how ubiquitous racism is. Through a cat, I not only learned about the racism that is prevalent on television, but I was also surprised to learn about how gender roles are embedded into the show. Usually, women are always seen doing chores, and they're always the happy carrying out their duties as a housekeeper. Similarly, Holovich, in her book Sitcoms and Severus, positioning the 1950s homemakers, mentions that wives are homemakers by default and enjoys doing chores because this pleases her husband. She also mentions that gender roles are embedded into the architecture of the house, as wives are not given a private space but only has a kitchen and the living room. I thought this was emphasized in Bewitched when Samantha gives up her power as a witch to please her husband, even though it's much harder for her. Additionally, she repeatedly mentions that she enjoys doing it because she makes her husband happy, which makes her happy. She's always seen in the kitchen or living room throughout the show, which demonstrates the traditional gender role beliefs that television plants in audiences' minds to encourage them to practice the same gender roles at home or set up expectations for wives to be housekeepers. By including this gender role in a television show that's watched by all age groups showed me how deeply the gender roles are integrated into television and how widespread they are in television in general. Overall, I learned about how racism and gender roles are emphasized throughout history on television in America. I knew about racism and gender roles being stressed to a certain extent, but I was shocked to learn that it was so well integrated. However, it was relieving to learn that more recent shows like Jane the Virgin doesn't emphasize racism or gender roles as much by having a female character as the lead who's also a minority. Although it's quite unsettling to learn about racism and gender roles presented on television, it's good that we're making progress.